Okay, dear participant, good evening, all of you, and welcome back in this session. So we are now very close to over this workshop. Only 7 days are left. Okay, many things we have covered in the past more than 1 month. Okay, and first, I would like to ask from you if you have any question or what is the progress of the project which you have planned and where you are working. Anyone, please? Are you doing or not? Any participant, please? Can you please let me know? Yes. Okay. I hope you are doing. Uh, yes, yes, yes. You can choose any topic. Okay. So today, what I will do, I am presenting one complete project. Okay. So you will be able to understand what you are required to complete. Okay. So first I am going to share my screen and I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Yes. So this is I have opened Jupyter Notebook and in my download, just 1 minute. Okay. I have this file and this file. Yeah. So this project is based on very beginner. Okay. And according to that also you can do. I have to come here in my download. And the file name is project file. Okay. Project file. So today you will have the complete idea what you are required to complete to project your file. Okay. So this is the project file. Some things which are missing. Okay, we can do. But see here, there was one training program which I was organized recently, few days back, and this was the summer internship program at our institute, Bauer Group of Institution, and these are the students which they have complete, and all these are very beginner as you. Okay, if they can do, then we can also do. Okay, this is the developed by a student, and I give the topics to each student. There was a 60 student team. Okay, and 10 project they complete within 1 month, but we have 45 days. Okay, so within 1 week they have completed this project, and there was 10 project files. So I will first I would like to discuss here. Okay, this part and what you are required to complete accordingly according to the data which you have choose. You will perform all these tasks. Okay. So this is the real project which is developed by the very beginner student. Okay. So you can see this is my name, my affiliation. They submit me to after completing the same. Okay. So here everything you can develop which are there. Okay. So yes. I make it in the full view. Dr. John. Yes. So about the topic, the abstract also they have written here what they want to perform. You also on the top there will be the title, then your name, okay, and the abstract as you can see here what they have contributed. Okay, so this is the student performance prediction system which they have developed. Okay, and there are two models they use here. One is the regression analysis for exam score to understand the continuous academic performance trend. Then classification analysis. So these two techniques they adopted to use. So there are various type of the technique depend upon the model, and according to that we have to choose one. Okay, so this technique they apply for this model. And throughout the exploratory data ADA, the predictive modeling, our analysis reveals the consistent attendance, structured study hours, and solid historical academic foundations. Okay, they describe here about the abstract of their work. Then the project actually starting from this place, the problem statement, what is the objective. They define here clearly. This is the problem statement, and these are some deduction they have defined here: academic underperformance, then placement risk, and resource misallocation. So all these are the main component of this problem statement. And what is the objective? I'm not reading the entire everything because these are the text and you can, everyone easily can go through this entire tale. Okay, very simple. The thing is the way how you can write to your project by using Jupyter file, and everything you can define here, and students work here very smartly. The icons they have used here. Okay, so this project is one of the best project which they have prepared, which I am presenting here. Okay, so these are the objective what you want to perform during your study. Okay, you have 1 week. So all these, this is the just like one of the template. Okay, and according to that you have to design. So your skill will be enhanced as well as you will prepare the entire file, project file, and you will implement the techniques which you want to implement, and most of the techniques which we have learned, and some partial part will be there which we will cover in the coming days, and most of the things component of any machine learning project which we need will be covered in this file, because this is the one of the complete project. Okay, how you can validate, how you can analyze your project, whether the predictions are correct or not, how you can compare the model with other models. Okay, so here several models they have choose. We will discuss during the session. Okay, and this will surely help you. So these are the objectives they have defined here. Perform exploratory data analysis, develop continuous performance prediction using the regression target, develop a placement status classification using the classification target, and provide actionable insight for the academic intervention. So these are the four objectives they have chosen here. And this is the overview of the Python libraries they have used. And you will use these libraries. Okay. So what are the purpose of the libraries which you have adopted or which you want to use here? So you can see here pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, NumPy, Seaborn, Scikit-learn. Okay, so we are using these libraries. Ish Muhammad, your mic is unmuted. Just 1 minute. Okay, now you are not be able to unmute your mic. Okay, because sometimes mic is unmuted and we have the problem interruption. So if you have any query, you can raise your hand. I will permit you to unmute your mic, okay? Or either you can put your query in the chat box. But I will try to present everything in the very simplest way so that you can understand, because there is no new thing. Partial part there will be, which will be new one. Okay, but this is the way, only the idea how you will prepare the project and what will be the component. I will share also the entire file so that you can easily understand everything which you will develop for your project. Okay, and some techniques will be different for your project. Keep in mind, this is the only the helping, so that according to this one you can prepare everything within 1 week, because we have left only 1 week time. So within this during time period, you will cover all these things. There's something content which we are need to cover, we can easily do. But this format will help you to complete your entire file. Okay. So here you will describe, overview the library which you are going to use. Okay, as you mentioned here. And if you are required to see how they write this everything, you can double click on it. Okay, you can see that text everything. Okay, so this is the way how they can do. Control and enter. Okay, so you can re-edit this thing. Sometimes if you want to use all these, okay, you can you can copy and paste it in your file. Okay, but some things which you are required to need to edit, you can do. But try to prepare yourself. Okay, sometimes is required. So here these are the libraries which are essential for this project. NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, Seaborn, no new thing. Okay, the same things are there. So the very first step will be to import the dataset which you are using. Okay, so this also we have used. Read the CSV file. Okay, and in the previous session we are using the variable at this place data frame. Okay, you can use data or you can use DF, depend upon your choice. Got the idea? So the partial steps will be same as you can see here. First, you are required to import the data set. I execute all the entire file so that I can just require to present only. Yes. So these part are same. Dataset overview variable. Okay, you can see here these are the dataset variable. Then you can have the data shape. You can use the function which we have discussed already everything. So these are not new thing. This is the part, because when you will implement any statistical model or machine learning model, we have to clean our data. Okay, and all these steps we have already completed. So I will not spend more time on this part. Okay, so we have already done this part. So then you can see the describe, then we have the duplicated. Okay, then you can see the describe for target variable. This is the target variable which is exam score. Okay, exam score. This is the variable and describe. So only this targeted variable we use the describe function. So this will return the same thing. And this is the another variable, placement status. Okay, count, unique, top, and frequency. Okay, then this is the way how you can handle the missing values, then duplicate. So all these are the same thing. Okay, no new one. Then after we have the exploratory data analysis. For that we are using various just like heat map or you can generate the correlation, etc. So you can see here we are taking the two variable. This is the size, then the data type which we are using here, copy, and this is the variable which we are using the placement status. Okay, and placement status dot map place 1 not placed 0. So these are the some two options, placed or not placed. Okay, then this will generate the heat map, and this is the title, and the font size also mentioned here. This is the customization of the title. As you can see here, title is in the bold and text size is 14. So title also you can customize. And when you will execute this heat map will be generated for the variables. Okay, then we have the data and site. So this part we have discussed already. Okay, no new thing. Okay, but you are required to implement for your project the data set which you have collect. So here is the data insight. This is the overreaching matrix height map, and every single feature interact across the student. This is all about the heat map which you can see here in the above image. Okay, reveals the glance which is secondary matrix hold immediate visual influence over the two target. So the description about the images which you are plotting in your project, you are required to interpret them also. Then you can see here analysis of the data for exam score and placement score status. There are two types of the images. So we can see this is the plotted figure size we mentioned here, 12 by 5. Okay, this is the distribution of the exam score numerical target. Okay, this is the image number 1. Okay, so 2 images will be inserted in the single image. So the meaning of 1, 2. This is the sum matrix. Okay, in the 1 row and 2 column format, 2 images will be inserted. Okay, and here also you can see 1, 2. Okay, so this is the same thing. And the meaning of 1 is first graph, and the meaning of this one is second graph. Okay, so this is the input for the first graph, where we want to examine here distribution of the exam score. Okay, so from the data we will take the x variable as exam score, and KD curve is true. Color we are using blue. And second, you can see here count plot. Okay, count plot for placement. Color green, and count. This is the title and X level. So this is the you can see the statement PLT dot tight underscore layout. The meaning of this one is when you are going to insert 2 images or 4 images at the single image. Okay, all these are the subplot, so that the space between each can be maintained. For that, we are using this particular statement. And PLT dot show to visualize the data set. So when you will execute all these plot, you can see these are the subplot in the single image, and this is the figure size. So in this figure size 12 by 5, we have these 2 images are inserted. So first image is for distribution of the exam score, which you can see, and along with we have the KD curve. This is the KD curve, how the data is changing, and this is the count of the placed or not placed. So these are the placed and these are not placed according to the data set whatever we have. Okay, so there are about more than 82,000 8200 you can see are placed, and near about 1900 are not placed. In these 2 images we can see. Then also you can have the hours effect on the exam. Actually, what are the habits? Okay, so on the basis of the habits, just like how much time you are spending on the mobile, how much time you are spending for sleep, how much time you are spending for the classroom, what are the your class activities, just like you are regular or not, then how much time you are spending for the study purpose. So all these are the parameters, and we can compare them one by one. Okay, so here you can see we are taking the data. There is the variable our study and the exam score. So the comparison between these two. Okay, and this is the scatter. These are the just how you can customize the graph, and this is the line KW, which is reflecting the color light red. Okay, and PLT dot title, X label, Y label, other things are same. So when you will use this, you can see this the graph. Okay, and this is the impact of hours on the study. According to this line, you can see, okay, how much your time is spending, and according to that, you can see the outputs of the score. Okay, here is the study hours per week, and this is the curve. According to the time which you will spend per week, we have the performance. Okay, then you can see we have that description about what you understand from the diagram. What are the interpretation about the diagram? So that is also you are required, because when we have visualization, okay, so our report must be just like a storytelling. And this can be possible when you will try to interpret whatever you got the finding, each finding which you have draw, just like sometimes we have numerical values in tableau format. We can have the data visualization and different type of insight we have made by tracking different variables to understand the entire data set. Okay, so just like you can see here about this diagram, what we can have the key insight, impact of study habits on academic outcome. Okay, positive linear relation you can see. Okay, as soon as you are spending more time, okay, your learning will increase, your hours, your score will increase. Okay, these are the exam scores. Okay, so as you are spending more time, okay, your score will increase. Okay, so then risk mitigation, floor value shift, consistency of catalyst. So everything is defined here clearly. Then about the time spending and how the marks will vary. Okay. Similarly, you can see here we take the performance drive the final exam. Okay, here what you see, we have the previous score and exam score. Okay, so the previous score also will impact for the final exam score. Okay, so you can see here that their performance on the basis of the previous score. These are the previous scores. So as much you have the previous score high, so in the final score also you will get the high marks. This is the comparison. You can see this line. We fit the curve. Okay, this is the scatter plot about the entire data set, because the data set is very huge. Okay, you can see the size of the data set which we are using. Yes, there are 10,000 rows. It means there are 10,000 students and 8 columns are there. These are the variables you can see. Okay, these are the previous score. Okay, so 10,000 rows are there. Means 10,000 students are there. Okay, so yes. So the maximum student lies at this place, nearby this line. Okay, and here very less. Okay, so you can see as soon as the previous score will be high, we have the final score or exam score will be high. So the previous score also affect the final exam. And here is the interpretation. You also will give the interpretation, but depend upon the your project, what you want to insight and how you want to interpret. This is the complete your entire thought process. Okay. So first you are required what are the following steps which you are doing here. After that, you will also prepare the workflow about your project. Okay. So then what steps are required, how you can design, what are your planning, which technique you will use for the machine learning. Okay. So this is the way which you can use. This the also you can see the assignment completed. Some many times we observe that when the assignments are coming to the student, other students are not completing the assignment. That will also affect the final score. That's the component. Okay. So here the comparison between these two. This is the average grade score, and here is the assignment completed. Okay. So you can see the comparison, and this is the interpretation. And here you can see how the study hours exam scores affect on the placement. Okay, so here you can see the libraries are there. Then here using the joint plot, we are using joint plot function, and we have discussed in the previous session how we can do. Now we are comparing from the data. We will take the study hours and exam score and hue placement status. Okay, we want to check placement status. Then palette set 1 and alpha 0.6 we are taking here, height 7, and this is the all these are stored inside G. Then use g.fig subtitle. Okay, this title will be inserted. So when you will execute, you can see here. So this is the exam score, and on the horizontal line you can see this is the line study hours. These are the study hours, and these are exam score. So both will impact the placement status. So whether the placement is done, that is highlighted with the color red, and not placed are highlighted with blue color. So you can see here, these are the exam score. Okay, finally the exam score is ultimate. On the basis we have the placement. Okay, so some on the basis of the some criteria. Okay, so the score will be finalized. Okay, and we have observed placement or selection. Okay, when we have the large of the competition is there, so we have to design some criteria for the selection purpose. We have to choose some parameters. According to that, we can implement. Okay, so you can see this part about 70 marks is required for the selection. Okay, so here these are the study hours. So some are spending 2 hours, some are spending 4 hours, some are spending 12 hours. Okay, but by spending more time, okay, we can increase our productivity. So the learning rate of each one is not same. Some are learning by spending 30 minutes. Some are learning the same concept by spending 2 hours. Okay. Some are weak student. If they want to get the same rank, they are required to spend some more time to get the same score. Okay. So you can see up to this place. Okay. 11 hours. So this is the range how much time we are spending. Okay. To get the placement. Then on the other side, this one, we have the caddy curve, which you can see for exam score. And this is the fluctuation. So at the highest rate is here. Okay, highest rate of the placement is 100%. Then as soon as you will go to inside, the placement rate decrease. Okay, highest rate will be at this place. Okay. And then study hours, you can see. You can see. So as much you are increasing the study hours, you can have more placement. So this is the comparison between about all these by using the multi graphs. Okay. So this is the behavioral dynamic. They have interpret about everything about this image you can go through. this interpretation for more better understanding. Now you can see the other, this is also how the previous score versus exam score affect on placement status. Okay, so here all the things are same, but here you can see at the place of X we are taking previous score, and here we have the exam score. The other statement which you are observing are same. Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, so here this is the exam score, then at the bottom we have the previous score. Okay, on the previous score are varies from 30 to 100. Okay, so this score how they are affecting the placement. This is the analysis which has been made by the students also. So that color is showing placed and other are showing not placed. Okay, so this is the final score and previous score. Okay, so you can see the comparison between two. Okay, so the ultimately the final score will be everything. Final score will be everything. Similarly, you can this is the interpretation. Okay, you can go through this detail. I will skip this part. Here also you can see the assignment completed versus exam score. So the various comparison has been done in a various way, and all these will depend upon which parameters are affecting the final output. And final output here is the placement. Okay, so according to that, they are changing the variables and they are comparing everything. Just here we take the one new variable. Okay, and this is the target value. Target value will be remain always same. We will not change it. Okay, so that we can understand the entire system, what is happening there. Okay, we are this is the somewhat statistical analysis. Okay, which will help you for everything to write, to visualize, to write the story, to write the report of the entire project. Okay, so the how the report will be written for this project also I will show you. Okay, this is the one of the best project which was completed by my student. So the same technique I adopt here, just like you are doing. Okay, they have the time duration 1 month. We have the time duration 45 days. Okay, so and all the things they do their self. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, you can see the final verdict, feature impact ranking on placement. So that part has been done here. You can see this is the final ranking. This is the final exam. Okay, here all the parameters are there. This is the study hour. This is the assignment completed. This is the previous score. This is the attendance, sleep hours, internet uses. Correlation, strength, impact factor. Very, very important. Okay, and all these parameters which you are observing completely will impact on the final exam score which you will see. Okay, then the interpretation is there. So the promissory statement and the key findings. So here they solve the problem. How? First, everything, the above part which we have discussed, we are required to understand, we should have the good understanding about the variables which are affecting or not, and if they, then how. And once you are able to see the impact of the variables on the output or the target value, this will help you to choose the variables. Sometimes if there is no impact of one particular variable, to the target value, then why we need to choose, why we need to implement? Useless. So all these study, as you can see, will help you for the better understanding about the implementation of the project by using some algorithms, machine learning based. Okay, so this is the how this system solve the problem. Okay, we understand the problem, what is happening there. See, first, early warning system. By inputting current attendance, previous score, and study habit, administrator can identify at-risk student before final exam. Sorry. Okay. So we have the indications. That's why before the final exams, we have various parameters, and we monitor the regular habits of the student, what they are doing. We are taking the previous exams before the final exam. Okay, we are taking the assignments. We are assigning some duties, responsibilities. What are the habit at regular attendance or not? So many things are the parameters. So as you can see in this project. So when you will decide, then target mentorship, focus institution resource and tutoring on the student period to fall below the placement eligibility threshold. Okay, we have to check the minimum requirement. Okay, so we have to optimize. We should have some indication. See now, first, what we do, we are required to define the feature and target. Target is the final value. Target is the final value. Okay, output. What is the output? On the basis of the activities of the student. Just like you can see in the X variable, these are independent. These are independent, just like study hours, attendance, sleep hours, internet users, assignment completed, and previous score. All these are the features. On the basis of these, we have output. And what is output? The final score. Okay, if the final score is good, then we have the placement status. So there are two types. One is Y regression, and this is the second is the classification. Okay, CLF means classification. So there are two variables which we have choose here. So this is the process how you can do now. Okay, so first we are required this part we have done in the previous session. No new thing. Okay, but this is the procedure. We are using here random forest regression for regression target. Okay, so the regression target will predict final score on the basis of previous information. Okay, so here is the, you can see, we import here from sklearn, random forest regression, and random forest classifier. These two are required because we have two type of the information. One is the classification and other is the regression. Okay, classification is the whether placement or not. Okay, and what will be the score on the basis of this habit or input or the parametric values which are independent. How much time is spent by the student depend upon his choice. Whether he is regular or not, don't in our control, but we can give the warning. Okay, sleeping hours don't in our control. Study hours, okay, internet uses, how much time the student is spending time on the internet. So all these variables will help us to understand the problem for the prediction, what they can achieve. We can give the warning to the student on the basis of the scientific study. Okay. Then you can see here, this is the feature classification target placement status. Okay. For that, what we are doing here, random forest. Okay. Number of estimator we are taking here 100 and random 42. Okay. Then, okay, one thing was missing. So here we choose the random forest regression. Okay. And the random forest we are using 42. As number of estimator we are taking here 100. You can manipulate this value. Okay. So this will save inside this one. Then we will fit the model. This is the way how you can fit the regression model. Okay. Ref dot under reg dot fit x comma y regression. Okay, which we have assigned at the place. And then reg underscore importance PD dot series, and here is the way to implement. Okay, similarly you can use for feature importance classification. Target is placement status. Okay, so here we have to use a random forest classifier, and these parameters are same as we do here. Okay, no big difference, but only the model which we are using for the classification is different. Okay, so the values are calculated here and stored inside ref underscore CLF. Okay, so here what we are doing, PD series C feature underscore importance and index x dot column, sort the values ascending false. Here is also ascending false. Then we are visualize all these, okay, by using subplot. And when you will execute all this statement, you can have these two graphs. This is the based on regression model, and this is based on the classification model. Okay, here is the importance, here is also the importance. On the left side, you can see the habits, just like sleep hours, internet users, attendance, previous assignment, study hours. Okay, previous score, etc. And here also the same parameters which we use here, the same are there. Now you can interpret all this. So I will skip this part. The interpretation for the first one is given here, and the same is available at this page. Okay, so you can easily go through this part. The main part is the understanding how you can do, how you can implement. Okay, now here is the summary table of the feature importance. So by using the this one, we can have the summary about all the information which we get here. Okay, so what you do, you will do PD dot data frame, you will create the data frame. Okay, on basis of the feature, and the feature we are taking x dot column and importance score. Okay, values basis based on the regression importance, and then importance placement CLF dot underscore importance. Okay, so you can see here there are two parameters we have decided, we have choose. One is for regression and other is for classification. So according to that, we have to implement. Then sort the value in ascending order by importance exam score. Okay, so when you will execute this shell, this will return this is analysis. And here you can see the study hours, assignment completed, previous score, attendance, and this part. Okay, so this level is sometimes very complex. Okay, and as you are very beginner to interpret all these things, and some of the component sometimes we are not able to understand. So here, this is the level where you can integrate generative AI tools. With the help, you can interpret and you can write the report what they are saying. So what you will do, just you will copy this part. Okay, and you will come to you can come to here. So you will write only interpret the findings, below findings, below findings. Okay. Control enter, then paste. So this will be nicely interpret everything. The exam score importance and placement importance. Okay. So what are the impact of the study hours? Then what are the impact of the assignment completed? What are the impact of previous study hours? Everything is defined here. Okay. Sleeping hours. Then overall findings. This will help you for the better understanding the outcomes which we can see. First thing is study hours, assignment completed, and so on. At the end, we have the sleep hours. Okay. So this is the for exam score, the way, the workflow. Similarly, the for placement score, you can see. Okay. And this is the complete conclusion what we have discussed here. Okay, about these things. So this will help you to write the report. Okay, the main thing is when you have the finding, you are required to interpret, you have to write the storytelling report, which can easily everyone understand. So if you will insert only this table. Okay, so not easy to understand for everyone. We have to write the report as a story. Okay, what we can conclude, what we have the information, so that everyone, whether he or she is expert or not, whether they have the some basic understanding about the statistical analysis or mathematics, doesn't matter. So everyone can easily understand. So for that, this part you can see will help you to understand them. And on the basis you can inform the student, you can warn the student. Okay, if you will not improve all these things, then in the coming days when you will have the final exam as well as the placement, what will be the final result, you can predict on the basis of this study. Okay, if you want to write the report, then you can write here /report for above. Okay, so this is the complete report. This is the complete report. Everything is there very nicely. So you can see we have only these findings. Okay, so with the help of generative AI tool, just like you can see ChatGPT, and specifically there is workshop is ongoing on generative AI tools in academia as a leadership. So various parts we are covering. Okay, so you can see what I have done here. I use here /backslash report. This is the short prompt. And by using this one, we can have the right information, what has been done in our data set. And you can see the very feature selection and important analysis, both are there. And all the information is there. Now, what you will do with the help of this information, which we can get, don't copy and paste. Otherwise, this will generate plagiarism in your writing. So this is just for your understanding. Okay, how you will write the report, how you will present the information. This is very, very important in the systematically way. Okay, is a storytelling. So sometimes we don't have the idea how we can interpret, how we can write the report. So This will help you everything. And when you will get this entire file, okay, understand carefully what is the conclusion, what you can conclude, understand, and don't copy anything from this part. Just understand what steps are there, what the report is saying, got the idea, write yourself in your language. Don't repeat any, just read, think, and write without saying this content according to your thought process, so that we can avoid plagiarism in our writing. Okay, so come back here. I think this will help you for the interpretation. Here is the key application scikit-learn concept and terms how we can implement. Everything is defined here, how we can develop the model. Okay, so one of the basis of the existing information we have studied, everything we have. Okay, now this is the part to develop a model. Okay, so for that, what we need? Data separating, pre-processing, we have done all this part. Okay, so this is the train underscore test underscore separate, then feature matrix, we have the target values, test size, random state, everything is defined here very clearly. Okay, and we have used all these terms. There is nothing new, but the thing is you need to understand how you will do for your project. This will help you to understand to write the project for the problem which you have choose. Okay, so these are the core model, fit X10, Y10, then predict X text. This is the fit transform. Then these are the machine learning algorithms which they have applied at in this one. Linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree. What they are defined. Okay, model evaluation. When we will apply any algorithms, then how we can evaluate our model. Okay, that is also defined at the base. Accuracy score, confusion matrix, classification report, mean squared. Some of them we have covered, but many things maybe we did not cover. Don't worry. Don't worry about this part. Very simple. Okay, so you will require to come here. Okay, read this all these things. Okay, for that I think I have shared with you one cheat sheet for the evaluation matrix. If not, I will share with you. Okay, there are some mathematical formulas are there. I think I have done. Okay, so here and these matrices is very, very important for the evaluation of the model. Okay, everyone have to apply. Model can be different, but this part will remain same for all the participant. Okay, model doesn't matter. So model evaluation matrix will help about to understand the model whether it is a accurate or not. Okay, so here you can see uh, first statement train underscore test underscore separate we have used, and here is also the same. Then standard scalar and label encoder we have used also this in the previous session, but here we are using for the classification target variable encode target variable classification. Okay, what is the meaning of classification? Okay, so whether there is a placement or not, there will be yes or no. Okay, there will be yes or no. But yes or no, we are not able to use. We need numerical value. For that, we have to encode. So label encoder is there, and here you can see le.fit transform data placement status. Okay, so this will automatically encode according to the use of the model. This will automatically do. Okay, then you can see we have the defined the input x and target value. So this is the x variable and these are the target value. There are two target values. One is the exam score and the other is placement status and encoded. Okay, so when you will execute, then I have executed the entire file. Yes. So all this has been updated. I'm not required to execute again. Okay. So here, can I do? Yes. Already done. So then after the feature selection, separate the data. First you will encode, because if there is any non-numerical value we are required to convert in the numerical value, then after we are able to implement our model. This is the stage. So what you will do, you will split and scaling. This is the step number 8. You can see define the feature target for the classification. You can see here, this is the X variable and this is the Y variable. And here we are going to implement 80% for the training and 20% for the test. And you will see this statement is same as we used previously. No new input. Okay. Same we are doing a train underscore test underscore script. And this is the test size. Random stat you can see. Okay. So here, this is the feature scaling. Scalar standard, scalar which we are import here. This will help. Then we are visualize the information, X train scaled size and X tested scaled size. So this will be with the help of these two. You can see scalar dot fit underscore transform X train, scalar dot transform X tested. So by using this statement, we can have the output which you can see at this place. Okay, so this is the 80% regression trend shape. You can see, and also the same, we have classification trend state, classification trend shape. Okay, so 80%, there is a 10,000 data set. So 80% means 8,000 data set is used for training purpose for both regression and classification. Then targeting coding, trend test build. This is the interpretation of the above. Okay. Then this is the way where you will implement your machine learning model and you will apply performance. You will calculate the performance. There are 4 main matrices which we will implement. So for that, what you will do? See here, this is the linear regression and logistic regression by using linear model. One part. This is the tree. We are using decision regression tree and decision tree classifier. Okay. Then you can see random forest regression and random forest classifier. Then you can see we are required matrices for the testing. So here we can have mean absolute error, mean squared error, R2 score, then accuracy score, precision score, recall, F1, confusion matrix, classification, report. These matrices are required. All these are defined in this file. Don't worry. So here you can see MAE, mean absolute error. The formula is also given in this file. Okay. Average size of the error, N score. Then MSE squared, measure average squared difference, penalizing the larger mistake. Okay. So everything is defined here. And this is the way how you can implement. This is for regression. Okay. Split and scaling. So you can see this is the regression model and the same implementation is there. The same part is also here. This is the feature scaling, and when you will implement, when you will run this code, then after you can have the other one. You can see here uh, linear regression and decision tree, ridge and lasso, and import the random forest. Okay, so define your model dictionary. So here you can see all the models are there. Okay, so here linear regression, ridge regression, lasso regression, decision tree, random forest. Four models are implemented here. There are four models are implemented here all together at the same time. Okay, then you can see here train and evaluate. How you can implement for name model in the model name, because here one by one all the models are required to test their performance. For that we are using here this one, as you can see, for loop. For name model in the model dot items. So these are the items in the models. Okay, different type of the items are there. Okay, so model dot fit extend relation scaled y trend relation y predict model dot predict and the result append. Okay, then calculate the matrices. What do you need? MAE, MSE, RMSE, R2. R2 means R square. So all these are computed here on the basis of Y test regression, Y predict regression, Y test, all these are same. But in RMSE, we can directly calculate by taking the square root of MSE. By taking the square root of MSE. Okay, so the formulas all about are defined here. We will discuss. So when you will execute all these, so the result will be there. You can see when you will execute this shell, we have this output. You can see for the respect of regression model comparison, for exam score 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the linear regression, you can find the value. Okay, and so on. Okay, so accuracy, precision, recall, etc. All these are given here. Okay, so don't worry about all these the formulas. And if some part is missing about the formula, don't worry. This is my part. I will provide you everything. Similarly, uh, if you want to interpret all these values, okay, come to back here, interpret below finding. Okay, so yes. Okay, so here you can see everything. Percentage also they have written. Okay, you can easily got all the values. This is the model ranking, and you can compare. And after that, this is the interpretation. For us, this part is very, very important. Okay, and this is the final conclusion. What you conclude about getting the matrices. Okay, so for the proper understanding, we are required to cover this part, which is not we done. Okay, so just I am demonstrating you what parts will be there for your project. We have to complete all these things which are essential. Okay, so if you want to write the report, you can again use slash report above content. This automatically will write the complete report about everything which is defined, along with the formulas will be also there. Okay, so the formulas are given. The formula which you can see here in LaTeX syntax. Okay, so this is the completed discussion. What they say. Okay, when you have the findings. Findings is like you can see here at this place. So to understand and to conclude about this thing, these results. Okay. So this is the way how you can take help from the generative AI tool for the interpretation. So actually you are required to understand the decision tree and what are the meaning of MAE and MSE, RMSE, and what are the impact when you will implement these tests. Okay, so this will be covered by tomorrow. Okay, because complete information I need to present everything. Similarly, you can check this part also. Okay, so here we are using Irish data. Here we are using Irish data. Okay, so the other things which we discussed above, we can do by using the Irish data also. Okay, only data is replaced. Okay, so actually main part about the matrices which we get. Okay, so till this part we are required for the evaluation to every model. Okay, this will let us know the exact about the model which we have implement. Okay, so the partial part will be there. When you will scroll down, and this is the same. You can see here models are there, and these are the classification model comparison. And then we have the understanding about the confusion matrix. So please come tomorrow. This is the information. So when you what is exactly confusion matrix? So there are two types of values. One is actual prediction, and one is actual placed, or the other is predicted place. Okay, whether placed or not. So at this place you can see actual, placed. Okay, actual, not placed. And on the top you can see predicted place, predicted, not placed. So if this is placed and here is also placed, we have true positive value. If actual is placed, but in the prediction we have not placed. In that case, we have false non-active, false negative. When actual is not placed, but in the prediction it is placed, this is false positive. And if actual not placed and in the prediction also not placed, this is true negative. So these are four parameters: TP, FN, FP, FN, TN. Sorry, these are breakdown here. You can see, and on the basis of these values from the confusion matrix, when you will implement, we get to these values. So these will help us to understand key matrices calculation, and this will understand whether the model is accurate or not, how much the model is accurate. Okay, so for the accuracy, overall proportion of the correct prediction, if you want to produce, then this is the formula. Accuracy is equal to TP, TN, TP plus TN plus FN, FP plus FN. So these four values are calculated from this matrix. So all the values are there, and in the top we have only TP and TN, true positive, true negative. If you want to check the precision, the meaning is that accuracy of the positive prediction. How many are positive prediction? Minimizes the false positive. Okay, so this is the formula. Precision is equal to TP upon TP plus FN. Recall, sensitivity, covers the actual positive cases, minimize the false negative. So this is the recall, TP upon TP plus FN. If you want to calculate the F1 score, which is variation, the harmonic mean, balancing, precision, and recall. So we are required these two values, precision and recall, which we calculate here. Okay, so these values will be used in this formula to by precision into recall upon precision plus recall. So these values we are required to use here, then we can calculate. But in our Python programming, we are not required to remember these formulas, but we must be familiar about the formulas, why we are using this matrix and what are the purpose. Okay, so here you can see the when to prioritize which matrix. So you can go through this detail yourself. Okay, simple. And in the coming session, when we have the theoretical part, we will discuss in the very detail. Okay. But now, due to the lack of time, I am not able to discuss everything. But you will have the idea about which type of the um, operations and sequence of the implementation of the test, how you will do. Okay. So here we have the random forest other model, and when you will implement it, we have these values. Okay, so this is the tuned accuracy and the best accuracy validation and best parameters. So these are the best parameters which are taken here. Okay, now solve the model and scalar. And after that, you will go to this detail because most of them, these are similar as we do in the previous model. Okay, so here you can see, okay, so actually the thing is, here will be prompt for you. This part we are not required to do here. This part actually from 38 onwards. These are the part when you will deploy your model. When you want to deploy your model, meaning is that you want to develop an web application or mobile application which with the help of which we can predict the values. For that, the task which we perform uh, till this part. Okay, and you can see here cross validation accuracy is 0.9500. The meaning is that the model, this model is accurate 95%. Okay, and tune test accuracy is 1. So this is the accuracy which you can see here. So now if our model is accurate, then we can deploy. So from this place, we have the save the model scalar encoder, and then we will develop the backend part for the web application or mobile application. So this is the part for the software developer. If you want to develop your application, so you have to learn some more part how we can work on the front of the web application and how you can work on the backend of the web application or mobile application. Okay, so this will take a lot of time. But I'm not saying you cannot do, you can do. But we are required to spend more time to add some more skills. But our purpose here is to predict the value and test the testing part. So we are required to come to till only testing. So when your model is meet the requirement of the testing and you are able to evaluate, then we can use the model for prediction purpose and we can deploy. So before deploy, everything we are required to complete. Only then we can call the software developer to deploy the model. Okay, so deploy is the part of the other skill persons. Okay, mainly who are working on front end and back end of the development of any application. Okay, so dear participant, I think you got many ideas how you will work on it, and I will share this file with you so that you can easily try and implement your model, and some of the part which are missing and which we are did not cover specifically the test, okay, which are highly useful here. Various type of the squares test are required. So we have a lot of time. We have a lot of time. So only the testing, evaluation, validation, these three things are essential when you will train the model. Okay, so follow all these instructions which we have discussed here, and which I demonstrate the example, follow the same, and complete your task. Okay, now you are permitted to unmute your mic. Still, if any confusion or any question from your side, please feel free to ask. Okay, so the content which I present here, now you are able to develop a machine learning model. But as you are beginner, some challenges will be there. Don't worry, everything will be here, and try at what part you can complete, and wait for the coming session for the tomorrow's. Okay, where we will discuss the challenges which you, or the some part which we are required to complete. Okay, which will support you to implement the models in your title which you have chosen. Okay, but the thing is, which type of the data you have chosen and which type of the problem you have. Okay, so how you will prepare the, you can say, the roadmap. Yeah, the recording I will share with you. Don't worry, Dr. Jitendra. Okay, so the recording will be available. Don't worry. Actually, these days I got very busy and very hectic schedule for me. So I have the chance that yesterday I can miss your lecture, and sorry for that. Okay, because three workshops were going simultaneously without any break. So it was very hard for me. And yesterday the one workshop is over. Now I have only two workshops. One is this one and one is another part. Okay, so both will over at the same time, same day. Okay, so don't worry about the recordings will be, I update and I will share with you. And I think the yesterday I want to share this file, but later on I thought that I must complete myself, so that many things are there which I need to discuss with you. And you have the break. Sometimes we need the break also, because you spend here a lot of time continuously. 45 days are about, and without any break, you are uh, constantly attending the sessions. But this break which I have taken during your workshop, I think three, four breaks I have taken. So this also help you for retain your energy. Now I want to ask from your side, if there is any query, you can unmute your mic, and don't hesitate. Always, I have to speak a lot. Okay, but from your side, you are not asking any query, and if there is query very small. Huh. So everything which I tried to cover the content. Okay, and today I have 6 minutes to discuss with you. So how you think the content which we cover till now are helping you? Anyone, please? Jaskan Singh, Anmol Kumar, Shifali Sharma. Anyone, please? I think you can unmute your mic now. There's no problem. Yes, you are permitted to unmute your mic. Okay. Sorry, now you can unmute your mic. Anyone, please. Who want to speak? Ish Mohammed, I'm not getting your voice properly. I think there is some mic issue. Suman, Jaskan, number, Shifali Madam, Dr. Jitendra, yes, Anmol Kumar. Anyone, please? No one? Very surprising. Jaskar Singh, you are from Punjab, right? Okay. One participant is saying, Chidera, the machine learning part for me is quite difficult. Okay. It's not difficult because in the beginning we have some challenge because many things are there new and we are required to understand this concept. Okay, so this will take some time. When you will complete one or two and you will be familiar about all the models and their applications and how we can implement the test. Okay, so when you will be familiar about all type of the test which we are required, then it will be easy for you. Okay, don't worry. Because we are not required to remember any formula, but we are required to understand the concept only. Okay, there will be some mathematically part which if you will go through will help you. But no, remember that in the very beginning I told you, you are not required to remember anything. Just you are required to understand the concept, just like if you are implement any statistical analysis, then you are required to use some inbuilt functions are there. But why we are using them? What are the purpose? Okay, how we can define? So you have the tool, you will choose the tool accordingly and you will apply. Okay, if you are choosing any tool, what are the purpose to choose the tool and what is the functionality? So this part is very, very important. Okay, so if you will understand libraries along with the models which are specifically in the machine learning. Okay, in the machine learning, always this will take some time. Procedure will be same, but there are various type of the models are there for different type of the prompts, and according to that we will implement. And when you will go through step by step, first time it will take some time, second time this will take less time, and when you will try 4 or 5 models, so automatically all the terms which are required to implement, you will be familiar about the procedure. Okay, so the peoples who don't have the computer background, yes, I understand. The time will be required to understand all these things. Okay, so don't worry. Sometimes these are some parts are time consuming. Okay, but all the previous tasks which we perform are quite easy. But the machine learning part is different. We never use, and all the terms are all the techniques and terms which we are using are new one. So naturally, this will take some time. Keep patience. So, okay, dear participant, if you don't have any question and you don't ask any query, thank you. And tomorrow we will resume the session at the same time. Okay, good night. And the content, the model which I present here, I will share with you so that you can perform, you can go through the entire tale. And if you have the any problem when you will implement, please don't hesitate. Ask the queries as much you will ask about the parts or different type of the task which we are performing. you will have the clear concept about how we are implementing. Okay, so this is the complete one project, mini project. So once you need to try this project, go through two times, three times, and then you will be able to understand the concept and try to follow these steps which has been implemented. And we have various type of the steps which we have discussed in the previous session. Okay, but only for the part of the machine learning, these are specifically defined. So according to that, we have to follow all the instructions and the statement. So thank you very much and good night.